I'm Michael Diamond. You're watching Muscle Central. Subscribe and turn on your notifications. Okay, would Hadi Choopan be a repeat Mr. Olympia? Now, I did a video recently and I discussed Olympia dynasties, and I don't think we're going to have a bodybuilding winning Olympia after Olympia after Olympia like we've seen in the past. If it does happen, it's going to be somebody winning it younger than the typical Mr. Olympia these days, probably in mid to late 20s, where there's still plenty of room for improvement and growth. And it's going to have to be somebody special. Otherwise, I don't see that happening. But I do think we'll see a 2 or even 3-time champion. That's not a thing of the past, in my opinion. As far as Hadi Choopan, well, truth is, he has a number of guys that are going to be on that stage with him that could beat him. He had a tough lineup last year, a very competitive lineup, and he rose to the top. I think the lineup this year is going to be even more competitive. Some of the guys that he went up against last year have been making pretty good improvements. It's going to be tough. But if you would put me on a spot where I have to put a bet on it, I have to make a pick. If you were to put me on a spot, I would probably lean towards Hadi retaining the Olympia title. Now, like I said, there were guys on that stage that could beat him. It's a matter of will they. I mean, he'll be going up against guys with better shape, structure, and flow to them physiques. So he's going up against guys that are bigger than him. But as far as like Samson Dowder, for example, okay? Shape, structure, muscle bellies, he has Hadi beat. But it's not like Hadi is deficient in that in that area. It's just that some people are better at this, some people better at that. There's some people that have him on those aspects of judging a bodybuilding contest, but it doesn't mean he's deficient in it. Got guys that are bigger than him, and Nick Walker, physically bigger than him, but Hadi is not small by any means. For his frame, he's still packing a lot of muscle. And one thing we know about Hadi, he brings the conditioning. Even under difficult circumstances, like arriving in the country 24 hours before you're set to go on stage and still bringing the conditioning, we know that's not going to be a factor either. He's not a youngster. I think he's about 37 now, maybe 38, but it's still considered the prime years in bodybuilding. And he hasn't shown any signs of slowing down yet, and there are no signs of regression. So I'd have to give him the benefit of the doubt. And you know what? Took a page right out of Dorian Yates's playbook. Dorian Yates, after winning his Mr. Olympia, talked about it after he won his first Mr. Olympia. What did he do? As soon as he's back in England, he's back in the gym, already preparing for the next year. Hadi Choopan didn't waste any time. He went right back to work. He means business. Now, also, now I made a video discussing this also. Social media and judging bodybuilding shows, does it have an effect on the way the judges score? And I say no, without a doubt, but in an inadvertent way, that's the right way to say it. It can have a subconscious effect. The judges are not going with the guys that social media like, that they plug. They're going by how they feel. But Hadi, we were living in a social media era. These guys are out there now, they're putting out content. You're seeing them training, you're watching their progress. They're putting up progress pics, updates constantly. That's one form of income, the social media. So what's happening is, yeah, they're making improvements, but we're seeing them as they're happening. And it's a little different with Hadi. He's not putting out the content. So the changes he makes, when we eventually see him on stage, and I think it's subconscious. So by the time we see him on stage, those changes that he made seem a lot more dramatic than the changes we've seen, the progress we've seen with these other competitors. You're seeing every step in the way, of the way. You're seeing A, B, C, D, E, F, so on. With Hadi, you're going from A to Z. So it's a big, and that'll have an effect on the judges, possibly psychologically. But beyond that, I expect him to bring in a little bigger package. He brought in a little bigger package last year in his win as opposed to the year before. I think we're going to see a little bigger package this year. He doesn't need to put on a lot as long as it's conditioned muscle, because 5 pounds on his frame is going to look a lot more than someone else. And like 5 pounds on a Samson Dowder, it's going to look totally different. We know he's bringing the conditioning. Like I said in the beginning, yes, the guy's a better structure, but he's not deficient in his structure. He has good structure, but there's always going to be you're not going to have every advantage, every single thing over everyone else. Some guys will have the structure a little better in structure, a little better. Some guys a little better in muscle belly, some a little better with conditioning, some a little better with this or that. So it's not that he doesn't have good structure, just doesn't quite have the same structure as some of these other guys. And the same thing goes with the mass. But he has the mass. Comes in, he has good enough structure, and he carries good enough muscle size. And if he comes in with the conditioning, that he typically brings, I shouldn't even say typically, that he always brings, at least this year, I'd be pretty comfortable at this point picking Hadi for a repeat to be a two-time Olympia champion. What's to come afterwards, we have to wait and see. I'm very anxious already to see what these guys bring to the stage this year. All right, I rambled off quite a bit over there. If you agree or disagree with what I've said, let me know in the comments section. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. This is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.